Good morning, cyber traders. Welcome back on this Thursday. Good to see you all. Good to see you, Brad. Good to see you, Raymond. Everybody on YouTube, everyone, Facebook. Good to see you back. Well, everyone else in the group room. Just want to make sure we're coming out loud and clear. Good, good. All right. Well, anyway, we're getting a little bit of a correction going on right now on coin. Coin got a little trouble. You got to, what was the news on it? The news is on coin for somebody who don't know about it. Coinbase Global shares are trading lower after the company received a Wells notice from the SEC allegation violation of federal security lawsuits regarding the company's spot market and stake service. Whatever that means doesn't sound good because the stock took a nasty hit yesterday from $85 down to $64. You know what? We had a nice little rally on it. And you know what? Even that the stock was down, if you looked here on the long-term chart, you know you're at big resistance levels right there. Anyway, 87 was a big resistance. And if you got out just a little bit earlier, guess what? You salvage because all that hard work and all that time, look how quickly you can lose it just like that. So you can never trust these stocks and or options or crypto or anything. That's why you always got to focus on taking a profit. But anyway, there were a couple of good stocks that are moving. There's actually a really good one that's moving pretty nicely right now. Did you guys see SMX? That thing was a $5 stock, went down to $1. It's on a nice little push this morning. We're going to check that one out also. So there are a couple of good stocks. Now, let's talk about what happened yesterday. So what did they do? They raised the Fed rate. Okay. Now, remember what I told you how to trade today, trade the Fed rate. When we trade the Fed rate, here's the announcement right here. Let me blow up this chart right here. So here's the Fed announcement, right? Here's the big Fed announcement here at that 2:30 time frame. So you get that big slingshot that goes on, right? So the stock went from the market went from like 3,200 to 500, went up about 250 points, and then sure enough, they started thinking about it. The guy kept chatting away, kept talking away. All of a sudden, here you had that slingshot on the way down. Remember, I told you we don't really know what the direction of the stock market is until about 3 o'clock, maybe like a half hour. So let all these people kill themselves. Let them go out there, figure it out. And then when this person's finished talking, then you're going to know what's going to happen. And sure enough, it was a phenomenal, great short day yesterday. No matter what you traded, and even if you waited to the last 30 minutes, I mean, the market went from 32,350 all the way down, dropped, what is that? Literally, was it 350? Yeah, almost about 300 points. I mean, like you could have traded anything. You could have traded, Tesla. Or you could have traded Nvidia. You could have traded AMD. I mean, look at them. They all traded side by side. You could have traded Apple. But this is everything that we talked about. Regarding about the trend is your friend. You don't buck that trend. Now the market is up about a whopping 3 points, which means that is not a good sign at all. All right. But we're going to keep an eye on it. There's a couple of good stocks that did move. We had the stock ZORA had a great monster rally yesterday. I mean, this thing at 10 o'clock was just off the effing charts. I mean, this thing ran from $7 all the way up to $35 effing dollars. I mean, this thing was amazing. Great. It was getting halted a lot. It started getting crazy. And we did find it early in the morning. We started seeing this thing starting to make a big move, and you could see it. Now, are we trading it today? I don't think so. I mean, that basically was just something that a lot of us, got to be at the right place at the right time. You could have came a little bit late. If you showed up around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, you still had a nice little run. And then it was interesting, kind of held there too. It didn't really drop down too much. Once it started getting this double top, it started backing off. Coinbase, we already know about it. Coin's going back on the watch list after what happened this morning. So we keep an eye on that coin. Nugget obviously benefited from the news regarding about the interest rate. So that stock had a nice little run up, but that was more of a ETF. It's kind of hard to trade ETFs on the level 4 because it's kind of hard to see those levels. Another stock, I'm debating about putting this back on here. Listen, these are all metal stocks. They all did pretty well. AG had a really nice push. It's a little bit more on the slow side, but I would keep an eye on it. And Carvana, I mean, my God, I don't know what happened yesterday, but look at that pop up right there. That thing right out of the gate in pre-market, the thing ran from like 850 all the way up to about 1080, came right back down, and it had a good little move here in the middle of the day. but she ended up coming crashing down again. But it wasn't that bad. I thought right around this 10:30, it started breaking new high. When it broke 920, did pretty well. I mean, it was good for a good 30, 40, 50 cents there. All right. So anyway, that's what you missed yesterday. Don't worry about it. Even though, some of you saw the ZURA and you're like, holy crap, where did this thing come from? But these are the things why people like day trading. We just make our days pay and we kill it. But that one is one of those grand slam home runs that we find. But don't worry, there's going to be other ones that come up. Let's go hop over here and see what's going on in the market. Okay, so we got a little bit of a ladder effect that's going on this SMX. I saw a big buyer show up right around this $1.50. I'll show you right here. See $1.50 bid right there? Okay, so we got a little bit of a buyer that showed up. I'm not really seeing a big resistance, but there was this big seller. You could see it right here for over 100,000 shares. See it right there? He showed up about $1. So there is some big interest in this stock, and this is basically where that order is. But it looks like it's got a nice little push. The stock was, not too long ago. It's an IPO. It got really hit pretty hard, but she's on her uptrend. So SMX is making the watch list. Okay. Now it's the biggest percentage gainer and so on. I saw ADN. ADN, cheap little stock. I'm not really seeing that many orders out there on ADN. It had a really good run up at 5 o'clock in the morning, which, we're not going to be trading 5 in the morning. And she kind of died. So I'm going to put this on the B list. ADN, AVSA. You can see this thing is starting to come back down. 700,000 shares. You can see all these pre-markets. They're just not really that much going on there. They're all kind of dead. Look at this. We're already nothing right there. Absolutely nothing going on right there. New York Stock Exchange. I mean, on the NASDAQ, on the losers list, nothing there. That's coin basically. That's probably the warrant right there. But you can see coin is going down. So that's obviously pretty nice little short right there. And it's not a really good sign when they think he continued to go lower at this late into the open, so let me tell you, people probably out there are really nervous on that stock right there. And some of them, not like us, we could trade in pre-market. So there's probably a lot of orders they're seeing that are coming in the pre-market that they want to get these shorts off before they start filling them. Now you got the bank stocks that are moving. The bank stocks move pretty decent. FRC moving up. It's got some good volatility, but you could see it that it's really testing some major support levels, the FRC. Now I had a dinner reservation. I met somebody last night, and we were talking about the real estate market and what's happening on Wall Street, happening in New York City, happening and maybe in your own town, that the occupancy is about 50%. So they're expecting to be a big crash. Now I'm going to have we're going to start introducing some new classes coming up to how to trade on real estate, okay? Because cash is king. So when everyone thought the market was high, there's going to be some really good opportunities out there. I'm going to talk a little bit about it if you're looking to buy a multiple home or whatever. But we're going to have it in the next week or two. We're going to bring that in. But anyway, regarding that's going to lead into more of the banks. Now, from what I heard, this is just the beginning. Listen, there are a lot of banks out there, okay? And I'm talking with the big brand names like the Cities and and the Bank of Americas and so on, and the Chases. There are other banks out there, and a lot of them are getting a little bit, going to get screwed. And what happens is that if a company comes out with bad news, you know what? There's no better time to do it. So we're going to keep an eye on some of these bank stocks that are out there. If we see them, they're going to start popping up on our watch list. So please make sure you're connected with us. Make sure you're watching what we're doing. Make sure you get our alert service, because you know what? A lot of us missed that great opportunity. If there's another opportunity with another industry of banks that has something to do it together, here at Cybertrade University, we're going to be all over it. So be really want to be focused on that. And then obviously Powell, raising interest rates a quarter, but it's not what he just did now. It's what they projected. And what did he say anyway, Samuel? I think he said something like they overestimated it and apparently raising all these rates is still not fixing inflation. So that's not the good sign. Anyway, let's get ready for the market open up. We got about a little less than 20 minutes. So why don't you go, guys, fill up your coffees, maybe hit the restroom. And like I said, we'll get ready for the open. If you're watching here on YouTube and Facebook, just to let you know, everybody, we do have, I'm going to post up this link right there. You see that little QR code that's popping up on the top left-hand corner. Just grab your phone and you could scan it right there. And we're at 12 o'clock today, I'm going to be doing an event teaching you how to trade today's markets with level 3 and level 4. And like I said, if you missed it, if you're watching this recording, you could always watch the recording. It will be recorded, but you got to register. And then for everybody else, Josh is putting up the lesson classes that we got going on at 10:30. So for everyone that here that's a student of Cyber Trade University, you got the link right there. He's going to be finishing up lesson 1. And then you got phase 2 that's going to come up. And you got phase 3 with me. All right. Remember, got to learn before you can earn. Good luck today, everybody. Happy trading. Be safe. And like we always say, you see something, you trade something, you let us know about it. All right. We'll see you all in the trading room. In the meantime, everybody else, we'll see you back here at 12 o'clock. Just make sure you click on that QR code to register.